So what we're going to start today are word problems. Word problems usually work out a little bit differently. They're not going to ask you most times for the whole equation. Every so often you'll get one that asks for the whole equation. I'll show you one of those. But usually they ask you for one part of the equation, either the slope or the y-intercept. The problem is it's not always going to be worded that way. So when we got our equation, y equals mx plus b, y are y values, m is our slope, x is x values, b is our y-intercept. All right, everybody should hopefully have that. When we have word problems, there are other words that will mean those things, okay? So get these copied on your chart. For the y, like I said, that's y values. That's also an output. Those are your totals. It could be a total amount. It could be like a total weight of something or a total population, but it's often going to be money for a lot of these word problems. Not always, but oftentimes it'll be money. So if it's asking about any of those or talking about any of those, it's talking about y values. And it goes the same way when you see a problem. So when we're reading a word problem, if it's talking about amounts, that's the y value in the problem. Slope's a little easier, or one of the easier ones. Obviously, we got our slope. We got rise over run. That's when we got a graph. Change in y over change in x. That's how we calculate slope. But then if you see those four words, rate, each, every, or per, that means it's talking about the slope in a word problem. Usually rate's not as often as the other ones. So if you're looking for each, every, or per, that will tell you what the slope is. Or if it's asking for something per something, that means it's asking you for the slope. So each, every, per are definite giveaways for slope. So is rate in a word problem. But that one, like I said, not as often. For x values, our x's, those are x values. Those are the input. A lot of times those are number of items. So if it talks about like different things, like it says how many of them there are, that's going to be your x value. Measurements, weights, distance, time, those also work as x values. So if it's talking about a distance from like miles or kilometers, that could be an x value. Measurements like length or width, whether it's inches, centimeters, feet, whatever, those would be x values. Weights of different units or time. Okay. And then y-intercept, the b, that's our y-intercept. Y-intercepts are initial values or starting amounts. They're whatever the y value is when that x value is 0. So if a problem asks you for the initial something or the starting something, that means it's talking about the y-intercept. So for what we're doing today, we're really going to want to be looking for those words and then initial or starting amounts, okay? That's going to tell us what we're looking for in the problem, whether it's slope or y-intercept. Are there other words that could mean any one of these things? Yeah. There's no way to make like a 100% list. But that gives you a pretty good idea of what we're working with. So if we go and look at a problem like this. Car rental charges a flat fee of $40 plus $12 per day. We need to write the function to represent the cost y to rent a car for X days. So for 8th grade math, when we're writing the functions, we're always going to have y equals, and it's going to be something x plus or minus something. What's that word mean? Slope. So that's our slope. That means the 12 is our slope. When you see the word per, whatever comes after the per is going to be your x value. So it's per days. It tells you right here that's x days. Okay? Then we got a flat fee of $40. Well, flat fee I didn't put as one of the words, but flat fee. So that would be our equation. Like I said, most of our word problems aren't going to be asking you for the equations, though. So if we look at this one here, we have Julia's been measuring the length of her baby's hair. After 3 months, it was 12 centimeters long. After 8 months, it was 22 centimeters long. This one, we do need the whole equation. So we got to find the slope and the y-intercept. So to do that, we need ordered pairs first. Okay? What's it tell us x is equal to in this equation, or in the word problem? Months. X is months. And I said time is often an x value. So our x is months, and the length of the baby's hair is y. Okay? So up here, I got 3 months and 12 centimeters. So I got 3 and 12. Then right here, I got 8 and I got 22. So I got 8, I got 22. Everybody good with how I got those ordered pairs? I read, saw what was x, saw what was y, made 2 ordered pairs. You got to have an x and a y for each of those. All right, then we're finding our slope. Just like we've been doing, changing y over changing x. So our y values are going from 12 to 22. X values are going from 3 to 8. 12 to 22 is 10. 3 to 8 is 5. 10 divided by 5 gives us 2. Okay? So I got the slope. I got to do y minus mx to get my y-intercept. So y is 12. My slope is 2. My x is 3. So we multiply first. 2 times 3 is 6. So I got 12 minus 6. And that equals 6. So we got y equals 2x plus 6. Any questions on how we got that equation? All right, so let's look at another one then. Y'all go ahead and give this one a try. So first step, we got to get our ordered pairs. So let's do it in pieces. Everybody get your ordered pairs. So we got Jacob digs. Earth's temperature rises as he digs deeper. When he is 10 meters deep, temperature is 20 degrees. When he is 20 meters deep, the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. We need to write the equation to show the temperature y when he digs x meters. Who thinks they can give me my 2 ordered pairs? David? Yeah, so we got 10 and 20 and 20 and 25. So it said X was meters. X was meters and Y is our temperature. So we got meters, we got temperature. That's our first ordered pair. Second ordered pair, we got the meters, we got temperature. That's where that came from. Okay? All right, so now we got to find the slope. Everybody find the slope. Once you got it, raise your hand. Zay, what's the slope? 1/2 is correct. So changing Y over changing X. Y values, we're going from 20 to 25. X values, we're going from 10 to 20. So that gives us 5 over 10. 5 over 10 simplifies to 1/2. So there's our slope. Once we have our slope, our next step is to find the y-intercept. So find the y-intercept. Jason, you got it? 15 is correct. So we do y minus mx. I'm going to use the first ordered pair. My y value is 20 minus my slope is 1/2. X value is 10. Y'all, 1/2 of 10 is 5. 20 minus 5 gives us 15. So now it's asking for the equation, so we got to put the whole thing together. Who can give me the equation? Ariana? Yeah. So we got y equals 1/2 x plus 15. Any questions? You see, like, we're not doing any different math than we've been doing. It's just we got to get the ordered pairs together first. All right, so we got Emma knitting a sweater. Sweater was 17 centimeters long after 4 hours of knitting. After 6 hours, it was 25 centimeters long. We need the whole equation. So y'all go ahead, get the equation on your own, okay? We're not going to do it step by step this time. JC, what you got? All right, so y equals 4x plus 1 is correct. I saw a few of y'all not getting this, and the reason you weren't getting it was because you weren't setting up your ordered pairs correctly. All right, so what is x? Hours. It says right here, right? X is hours. The length is Y. So everybody good with that? So when we look at our ordered pairs, I got 4 hours, I've got 6 hours. Those are my X values. So I've got 4, I've got 6 as X values. 17 centimeters long, 25 centimeters long, those are my Y values. The 17 goes with the 4. The 25 goes with the 6. So a couple of y'all that were messing this up, you were writing the ordered pairs in the order it gave it to you. Instead of 417, you had 17-4. The labels are more important than what the order is, so we gotta be careful with that, okay? X was hours, hours has to go first. So we do change in Y over change in X. We go from 17 to 25. We go 4 to, oh, forgot the arrow, 4 to 6. That gives us 8 over 2, which is 4. Y minus mx, I'll use the first point. That gives us 17 minus 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 17 minus 16 is 1. So we got the y equals 4x plus 1. Okay? Any questions there? All right, so I'm going to do this one, okay? And here is why. When we set our ordered pairs, we got x minutes and we got y bottles. So for the first one, 8 minutes, 27 bottles. 12 minutes, 32 bottles. So when I do my change in y over change in x, my y values go from 27 to 32. My x values go from 8 to 12. What that gives me is 5 over 4. 5 over 4 is not going to be a whole number. Fractions are generally okay for this. However, sometimes it does make things a little trickier with word problems, okay? So when we do this, we still do our y minus mx. We've got, let's say, 27 minus our 5/4 times 8. When we multiply with a fraction, we divide by the bottom number, we multiply by the top number. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 27 minus 10 is 17. So we got y equals 5/4 x plus 17. Now the big difference with word problems a lot of times they're going to give you answer choices with decimals instead of fractions. Okay? Think about, like, if it's money, it's got to be a decimal, right? With a lot of the other stuff, like, they just use decimals more. So you might not see that as it is as an answer choice. Okay, so if it worked out to a decimal, in this case, 5/4 is, okay? Everybody kind of with me on that though? So if you see decimals, don't panic or anything. You can still work it out as a fraction. It's just your answer will need to end up as a decimal. Or you could work it out as a decimal and still get it correct also.